The Pride of Toronto, 103.9 Proud FM. You're tuned into the Mike Chalut Show, and I am thrilled to bits that I am beside Mr. Brad Lamb. He is Canada's #1 real estate king. They call him the Condo King. He's starred in the show called Big City Broker on HGTV, and he's going to help us today not only get a house or a condo, but also possibly make some millions. Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone here, too.
So talk to me. You've been a busy boy. You've got a huge firm. You've got so many phenomenal employees. I think I actually know some of your real estate agents. They are good people. You have a good crew of people working for you.
Well, I've worked really hard to try to find the right people that can work with me.
Right.
I'm not the easiest person in the world to work with, so I've looked for the right personalities, and I think we've got a great team. We've really put a terrific team together for both the development company, Lamb Development Corp., and for our real estate brokerage, Brad Lamb Realty.
Amazing. Amazing. 2013, everyone's, trying to figure out life. Condos are booming like crazy in this city. Is it going to tank? Is there something bad going to happen, or is Toronto just going to keep on exploding?
Well, I don't think people should expect that what we've seen in the last 3 or 4 years will continue forever, because it won't. But what some people are talking about, a bubble bursting is hogwash. That's just not in the cards. There was one time in the last 50 or 60 years in Toronto or Canada where we had a bubble burst, and it was in 1991. And I lived through that. I was selling real estate from 88 onward, and I lived through that, and it was horrifying. I mean, I saw real estate prices drop 50% in the downtown core in the condo market. And that happened in a recession that perhaps wasn't as deep as this last recession, but interest rates going into it or during it rose to 13%. Unemployment rate went over 10% to 12%. Inflation was over 10%. So it was a terrible, terrible time, which panicked people, right? And they sold at any price. Now, you come to look at where we're at today, where interest rates are really almost zero. Mm-hmm. We have economic growth of about 2%. We have no inflation. There just isn't enough oomph in the overall economy to cause a bubble to burst. So more likely what we're going to see is a decline in the amount of new condominiums sold, which is needed and justified because we've done an awful lot of work in the last 10 years here. Mm-hmm. But for pricing, it's hard to imagine any serious drop in pricing. Of course, in any market, prices rise and fall. So even in a good market, sometimes you see prices momentarily drop for various reasons in the news. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we can expect the same kind of 10% increases per year going forward in the next few years. But I think anyone who's betting on a big drop will be dead wrong.
So is there a right time or a wrong time to actually buy a place or a condo right now in Toronto?
There's not a right time or a wrong time per se, but I would say that if you were around in 1991, you would have known that was a good time to buy because prices had collapsed. And you'd probably know in 1990 that perhaps it wasn't a great time because you could see the economy overrunning. It was a very obvious thing. But by and large, if you live your economic life, your say your business life of 50 years, I can't tell you day to day where real estate prices are going definitively. If I can't do it and I'm in this 100%, there's nobody in Canada that can do it, really. No economist can do it. So the way to live your life is to live your life to seek happiness. So if you want to live in a house and you can afford the house, buy the house, renovate the house, live your life affordably, and live it for the long term. And guess what? 25 years after you bought that house, if it's the right house for you, you're going to own it outright because you paid the mortgage off. And that's a pretty good thing. Mm-hmm. That's better than most people have if they rent. And also, after 25 years, you could be pretty well assured that house will go up in value. It may not triple or quadruple in value, but there's a very good chance it'll double in value. And that's hard to do anywhere else but in real estate.
Brad Lamb, he has an amazing team. If you are looking to buy a condo or sell a condo or a home, he is your guy. He's got a team of over 30 amazing real estate agents on his team. You got to check him out. Brad, how do they check you guys out online?
Well, our website's www.torontocondos.com.
All right, we'll be right back more with Mr. Bradley Lamb. Love his sexy guts. And when we get back, he's going to help us become a millionaire. We'll be right back. If you're just joining me on the Chalut Show, I am with the real estate king of Canada. That's right, Mr. Bradley Lamb in studio. And we're talking today about how to make millions, how to buy and sell your places, what's going to happen in the future. But right now, I want to know, Bradley, since you are the king of Toronto, where are the hidden gems that people just don't know about?
Well, there's a few, but I'm going to say that the most I think the most obvious hidden gem, and it's always going to be a gem, and people need to realize this, is downtown Toronto. Just the general core south of Bloor Street down to the waterfront, DVP, Don Valley Parkway. There's only one of these places in the world. Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic city. It's been set up beautifully for high-rise condo living. It's a small city. It's a walkable city, and I think that's people need to know that. But for areas that perhaps are less obvious, out towards Queen East on Carlaw, there's a whole regeneration of land out there. We did a couple of projects there. Lamb Development Corp did, called Flatiron Lofts and Work Lofts. Beautiful buildings. A company called Streetcar is doing a large project out there at the corner of Dundas and Carlaw. And there's a few others that have happened. The Printing Factory and the Garment Factory and the Wrigley Lofts. So it's become a really cool enclave of sort of original style lofts. And I think that's an undervalued region.
And are these lofts with high ceilings?
They all have high ceilings.
Love high ceilings. Have to have high ceilings.
Yeah, that's kind of what the loft needs to have to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in and around that area, if you go east towards, east and north of there, houses are inexpensive, and we're starting to pick away at crappy old plazas and knocking them down and building some condo buildings. And I think that's a great new zone. We have a project out there called Beach Hill, which is at Dundas and Woodbine. Okay. And that whole region, to me, is an untapped resource of the future. I think if you look at the Junction, in around Bloor and Dundas area in the Junction, it's not really a hidden gem anymore. I think a lot of people have discovered it, but I still think it's undervalued, and I think there's a lot of room to grow. And then the last place would be around Weston Village, and this is because the train to the airport is going to stop. There's going to be two stops between the airport and downtown, one at Bloor and Dundas, and one in the Weston Village area. And so those areas will be hubs. You'll be able to jump on a train and get downtown in 10 minutes with one or two stops, not like the subway. So I think those areas will be where people will want to live, to be close to downtown commute-wise. And there's others. I mean, there's the south part of Etobicoke and Mimico. I think that area is going to be a strong growth area. Those probably are the four best outside of downtown. So really, downtown is not it's not failing in any way. We have the best downtown in North America. Wow. I mean, I develop in 3 cities in Canada. I've developed in Montreal as well. Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary, and Toronto. I've spent a lot of time in Vancouver. I've been through most of the major cities in the U.S. This is the best city to live in by a mile. We're so fortunate. There's 150 high-rise buildings being built in Toronto as we speak. Wow. 150. There's 71 going on in New York City. We're doubling the amount of high-rise buildings in Toronto over New York City, which New York City is largely considered the greatest city in the world. Right? And this is just going to make Toronto better. These aren't all condos. Right. A lot of these are office buildings employing people that live in condos. So we're building high-rise hotels like the Shangri-La, the Ritz-Carlton, the Trump, the Four Seasons. Yeah. Never in the history of Toronto have we built 4 5-star hotels within a 20-year period. We did it in a 4-year period here. This city is incredible, and it's only going to get better. Bradley Lamb is here in studio with me. He is helping Canada shine. Toronto is the city to live in. Pat yourself on the back, people. We are living in the best city in the world. Bradley Lamb, what is your Twitter feed? We got to follow you on Twitter. It's at Brad J. Lamb. J. Lamb. Follow this man on Twitter for some awesome advice. When we get back, he's going to help you become a millionaire. We'll be right back. It's Friday, and we're on the Chalut Show, and I'm talking to my favorite real estate king, Mr. Bradley Lamb. He's been in studio. Now, Bradley, you are helping people become as rich as you. Well, I'm going to try. I love that action. So tell me what's going on. Well, I've done a fair number of seminars in the past, and I always charged for them. And it dawned on me a few days ago that, it's actually dawned on me for quite a long time that young people today are not equipped with the tools to succeed. They may be good at their job. They may, they may have a good social life, but they don't understand how to enrich themselves. So they might even make a good salary, but they don't really know what to do with it. He's talking directly to you and I, Helena. I know. As you notice. Go on, Bradley. Go on. Well, it's a problem everywhere, right? Yeah. So I never had that problem, and I spent 25 years working hard and investing my money and developing a business, and now I'm in a position where I think I know how to help people not become me, because I don't think that's something that a lot of people can do necessarily,
right?
Unless they follow my exact path. But I think I can help people be better financially than they are. And so we're going to have a seminar in February, somewhere downtown.
Right on.
We'll allow maybe 500 people to come out. And I have a new program called Power. It's the Bradley Lamb Power Investing Program.
Awesome.
And the acronym for Power, it's 5 different main ideas to help people organize themselves and figure out whether a piece of real estate's the right thing to buy, how to buy it, why to buy it, where to buy it, when to buy it. And I've actually developed a program that and I've done this with hundreds of my own clients, where I've nurtured them and mentored them over the last 15 years. And we're going to start a new mentoring program, a 25-year mentoring program. We can take someone who's got $15,000, a decent job, the prospects for raises in that job, and good spending habits, and I can turn them into a multimillionaire in 25 years. And that's just with that $15,000. They don't need to give or to provide any more money. They're not giving me money. They're going to buy real estate. But I'm going to show them, my team will bring them into our system, and we'll show them how to do it. And I've done it for about 100 people so far, and we want to expand it. I want to create 1,000 new multimillionaires in Canada over the next 25 years. And I think we can do that.
Mr. Bradley Lamb, will you come on the show before the actual seminar takes place?
I will, sure.
All right, perfect. Brad Lamb, he is the king of real estate. He wants to help you, me, Helena. Thank God we're financial nightmares.
Yeah.
He can whip us into shape. And also, if you honestly are looking to buy a condo or a house, his team is amazing. I know a lot of them. They are fantastic people. They are definitely top-notch in Canada. How do they get a hold of you guys and your team?
Well, I would say go to info@torontocondos.com is the first step, or call 416-368-5262.
Bradley Lamb, Happy New Year. Love your guts, buddy.
Thank you.
Cheers.